I want to thank the Secretary for her testimony. Now the Chair would recognize himself for 4 minutes. Secretary Raimondo, during negotiations of the CHIPS and Science Act, Science Committee Republicans developed strong guardrails that prohibit any company that accepts a grant incentive from expanding or building new advanced semiconductor manufacturing facilities in a country of concern, including China, for 10 years. The language also gives the authority to you, Madam Secretary, to recover any incentives received should a company be found in violation of this. Can you please provide a short update on when the Department of Commerce's rule for implementing the guardrails will be finalized so that we can review it, considering the public comment period ended in May?
Yes, thank you for your question. So the answer is very, very soon. In a matter of weeks, that will be completed. You know, I'm trying to move as fast as I possibly can, but more important than going fast, we need to get it right, especially with respect to these guardrails. The whole purpose of the CHIPS program is national security. And so we have to be absolutely vigilant that not a penny of this helps China to get ahead of us, and that none of these companies who receive our money do any research with China or investment in China that in any way undermines our own national security. So very soon it'll be out, and you know, look forward to working with all of you to implement this program to achieve its goals.
Okay. The CHIPS and Science Act requires guardrails to be a part of any agreement or contract the department enters as part of the $39 billion taxpayer-backed CHIPS incentive program. How is it then that the department has been accepting applications for the incentives program since March without the guardrails being finalized? And how is the department making it clear what commitments that applicants will be required to make when applying for the program if this rule has not been finalized? It makes no sense.
Yeah, so as you can imagine, these are incredibly complicated applications. We're requiring a huge amount of information from these companies. We obviously aren't going to make any commitments to any companies, and certainly not give any money to any companies until the guardrails are firmly in place. But if we're trying to parallel process so we can move fast. So we thought it was prudent to start, seeking information so that companies could get into a good position to apply while finalizing the guardrails. But obviously, no commitments will be made to any companies until the guardrails are in place.
All right. Can you commit that no application will be approved or money sent out the door until the guardrails are finalized? Yes or no?
Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you very much. Second, the department is standing up tracks to provide space situational awareness data. Isn't this reinventing the already existing system at the Pentagon? Very briefly.
No. We're working on, like you say, space situational awareness with the Pentagon, with an interagency, to track the commercial satellites and commercial space traffic. It's more congested in space. We have to prevent collisions and the like. So no, it's an interagency process, and I think it's necessary.
Okay. All right. The CHIPS and Science Act forbids companies from using CHIPS funds for stock buybacks. The CHIPS Act notice of funding opportunity, however, goes further. It asks applicants whether they plan to engage in any stock buybacks over the next 5 years and states that Commerce will, quote, evaluate applications based on the extent of the applicant's commitments to refrain from stock buybacks, unquote. Does that mean that Commerce will deny funding for applicants who plan to engage in any stock buybacks? And if not, then how should companies who engage in stock buyback in the normal course, what would they think about this provision?
No is the answer to your question. If you do buybacks, you are still eligible to receive the money. But look, as you know, the whole point of this program is for companies to invest in research and development, manufacturing in the United States. And so we're going to be tough on companies. Like, we want to see what are their investment plans? What are their research and development plans? They should be putting their money into investing in America and research and development in America, so we protect taxpayer money. We can't be giving them money so they can go give it to their shareholders to make more money. This is money to race ahead for investments in semiconductor industry in our country. So it's not a prohibition, but it is a signal to industry that we are serious, that this is not about padding their bottom line. This is about enhancing their ability to innovate in America.
Well, I have one more question, but I'm out of time about fluorotechnology and PFAS, but I will submit that for the record. And so at this time, I would like to recognize the ranking member from California.